We all know and as we all realize, it is a powerful driver of socio-economic change. Education, to my mind, is not simply filling the child's mind with facts and information which is unrelated, unassimilated, and undigested. Education, to my mind, is the concentration of mind and not a mere collation and collection of facts. It is here that I would like to remind all the parents here that not so long ago, probably just a few weeks ago, President Barack Obama of USA, he praised our Indian education system and he said India had one of the best school education systems in the world. It is this very education system which had produced great intellectuals who have adorned very high places of office in any country in the world. And as the saying goes, it is a lot more easier to get admission in probably MIT, but probably not so easy to get into an IIT. And these temples of quality higher education are today filled by those quality students who actually come out of our schools. Going a step further, I would like to reiterate the definition that Swami Vivekananda had given to education. This is a quote, what he said on several occasions, lest people call me a broken record. But it is so important for me to reiterate the quote, not in the rigmarole of achieving good results. I think we have lost somewhere in the long journey the real definition of education, and I think we need to reinvent it now. Teachers are looked upon as the windows through which the children look at the outside world. And people have often said that it is in the confines of the classroom that the progress of a country is shaped or defined. And therefore, it is here that I would like to remind our respected teachers that there's a whole responsibility that rests on the fragile shoulders in trying to impart to our children the kind of education that can actually support our country in its growth, in its development, even as our country is on the anvil of emerging to be the superpower of the 21st century. Surveys across the globe have emphasized that India is to be the superpower of the 21st century. And as I had mentioned earlier, it is the right kind of education that can not only support our country in its development and growth, but also help us in churning out good citizens which our country needs very badly, and whom we would consider the ambassadors of our country. When I say ambassadors of our country, I mean to say that this is the generation which has to go forward, probably in search of life opportunities. These are the children who would be going to foreign shores. These are the children who would have to tell the world how great our culture, our traditions, our history is. And these are the children who have to prove to the world how strong our education system is. And therefore, there is a great responsibility that rests on the shoulders of our teachers. And it is that teacher who actually helps a student to identify the latent talent in a children and helps the child to explore himself or herself and helps the child to bring the latent talent to the fore. It is that teacher who will leave an indelible mark not only on the child's mind but also on society at large. And therefore, my appeal to the teachers from the podium here today is to help the children look into themselves, introspect, and help to grow. Grow into children who do not believe in the kind of divisiveness that we are seeing today, but help the child to grow to believe that it is a good, united country which is required and which is very essential, even as our country is on the anvil of transformation. And may I emphasize here that it is this transformation period which is very difficult, very arduous for any country, and we need a generation, not a generation, but the generations coming up in the future to actually help our country achieve the kind of development and growth that we want our country to achieve. Having said that, I would want to relate to you something about the great physicist Feynman, whom we all know, who attributed his success to the one question his mother asked him all through his childhood. And the one question his mother asked him every day, each and every day, that Feynman came home from school was not what he learnt in school, but the one question that his mother always asked him was, "What question did you ask your teacher today?" It is that question that his mother had put to him day in and day out that had actually inculcated in him the healthy inquisitiveness, which had helped him to start exploring, which had helped him to start thinking, which finally helped him to evolve to be the greatest physicist that the world has known. It is that kind of healthy inquisitiveness, that kind of healthy exploration that today, as parents, as teachers, as guardians, we need to develop in our child to help our children to begin exploring not only themselves but the situations around them, which in the process would not only help them to grow but would also help our country in its paths to progress and to development. As Swami Vivekananda had said, I don't think anybody can speak of education without quoting Swami Vivekananda. And he said, education is the perfection that already exists or manifests in man. And therefore, we must help our children to explore that what Swami Vivekananda spoke about, that perfection which he emphasized, and help our children to grow to be perfect citizens of a great country tomorrow. It is only when we try to inculcate that kind of an education in our children can we not achieve what our ancestors or what our forefathers had dreamed our country to be, and that is Sare Jahan Se Acha Hindustan Hamara. And with these few words, I would once again apologize for the delay in my being here, and I would like to thank the management of Oakridge, each one of them, for having given me this wonderful opportunity to be here and to be a part of this wonderful evening. Thank you.